The Tower of David Museum is a leading tourist and national heritage site located at the main entrance to the Old City of Jerusalem. The museum tells the 3,000-year-old story of Jerusalem and its importance to the three monotheistic religions. In 2015, the Tower of David launched digitally and now leads the field in the world of museums and archaeological heritage sites in Israel by using technology to create digital presence that enhances the visitor experience. There was vast media coverage of our unique digital options, beginning with the New York Times and other leading media. Our aim is to bring the Tower of David, its breathtaking views, and the magical history of Jerusalem to everyone with internet access. The audio virtual tour is doing just that.
Shalom and welcome to the Tower of David Museum of the History of Jerusalem. My name is Eilat Lieber and I'm the director of this very special museum. The Citadel was never meant to be a museum. It was a military fort throughout the centuries, and today the Citadel is a meeting point for people from all over the world. I invite you now to come to the Citadel and the museum exhibition, and I hope that you'll have a wonderful journey.
Just look above you. The huge glass chandelier hanging above is a gift to the museum from the famous glass artist Dale Chihuly, whose exhibition at the Tower of David was seen by more than 1 million visitors.
The Citadel itself is from the Middle Ages, yet when excavating the courtyard to build a new museum, archaeologists found remains from almost every period in the city's history, a microcosm of the history of Jerusalem. For example, just look at the wall that crosses the courtyard. This is Jerusalem's city wall of 2,000 years ago, the same wall that protected King Herod's palace.
Looking down, we can see a series of crisscross structures attached to that wall. These are the foundations of Herod's palace, built on Hasmonean remains. Now, we are going to climb to the very top of King Herod's tower to see a view that you've never seen before.
"23 panoramas of the Citadel compound in the exhibition rooms are presented at the bottom of the screen and give users the opportunity to choose the view and surf right to left on the Jerusalem timeline. The tour includes the Citadel Moat and Kishle, a recently opened site that holds evidence of the remains of King Herod's palace and is perhaps the location of the trial of Jesus. Each panorama has an introduction and offers enhanced information about specific items. The arrows and icons allow users to zoom in and out and move around based on their own interests, giving them the ability for a 360-degree self-guided tour. The map icon shows users their location at the Citadel compound. The tour was designed for large screens as well as smartphones and other portable devices.
The exhibits in this room tell the story of the First Temple period. The timeline on the display reappears in every room of the museum. The whole museum is arranged chronologically, according to the history of Jerusalem. Let's take a look at some of the significant displays here.
This is a diorama of the city of David, before the first temple was built by King Solomon. You are now looking at a bas-relief depicting the exile from Jerusalem to Babylon in 586 BCE. The Roman historian Pliny the Elder said that Jerusalem was the most famous city in the East. And Jewish sages said, "Whoever has not seen Jerusalem in its splendor has not seen a fine city."
You are standing before one of the highlights of the museum, the diorama of the southeast corner of the Temple Mount. Jesus of Nazareth came to Jerusalem at this time, coming with his supporters from the Galilee. The Romans saw him as a rebel against their authority and called him the King of the Jews. He was tried and crucified by order of Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Jerusalem.
How can we leave this room without a look at the Arch of Titus? It was built as a triumphal monument that commemorated the destruction of Jerusalem by the Roman army. Throughout history, it has been a poignant testimony of the Jewish people going into exile for 2,000 years.